By the year 2000, much had happened in the Finnish Larp circles. Finnish players had finally started going to other countries to play Larps. Finland had joined the Nordic community. Finland was waiting for its own Solmukohta, the Finnish Knutpunkt, to happen. There was some slight tension still behind the scenes. Finnish Larp styles didn't yet intermingle that much. There was some smaller fighting on what is considered Larp and how Larps should be viewed, but those schisms had gone mainly into Cold War mode. That is, until the Turku Manifesto hit us in Solmukohta 2000.
Good evening. My name is Mika Pohjola, and 20 years ago, in 2000, I published the manifesto of the Turku School, a provocative essay on the nature of role-playing. It was received with mixed reactions, some positive, some negative, but whenever it came up in various scenes around the world, it always sparked lots of discussion. Some people saying, look at this fool and the stupid stuff he wrote. And others read it more closely and started arguing for it a little bit. And then they started having a dialogue on role-playing theory, or the philosophy of role-playing, which I'm very glad that it sparked, despite the youthful arrogance and the tongue-in-cheek style of the manifesto. My own personal thinking about role-playing has evolved quite a bit since then, but I still consider the key points of the manifesto quite valid. They are that immersion into the character is an essential experience in role-playing, and that role-playing games are a medium of communication, and they can be used for art. Those are the two main points, and I still, 20 years later, at the ripe age of 41, stand by them.
When it was published, the Turku Manifesto caused quite an uproar. Some celebrated it as giving a vision of what a Larp could inspire to be, who a player can inspire to be at the best. Some scolded its rather narrow vision, and it could be said that it caused the parts of the Finnish Larp crowd to drift even further from the Knutpunkt crowd than before. In hindsight, there are few, if any, publications in the field of Nordic Larp that have influenced the genre as much. The manifest of the Turku School, the Turku Manifesto, changed the field of Nordic LARPing and how we discuss Nordic LARPing. It may vocalized, it visioned new ways to imagine what LARP can be, what LARP should be, how LARP should proceed from here. I don't think there has been anything like it ever since. As the original arsonist, I'm glad to be burning Turku Manifesto again in this 20-year memorial burning.
I will now read aloud some key parts from the manifesto of the Turku School. Immersionist role-playing is the best currently existing method to create experiences and emotions, and allow you to see things from a truly personal point of view. Although this, like television, is often used as a substitute for life or to allow some people to have any feelings at all, but it can be much more. It can give great subjective insight into difficult topics and allow you to see things from many points of view. In this sense, role-playing can be called an art. Sometimes it might be fun to do something that is not in strict accordance with the character, but unless the game master has specifically asked you to do so, that is forbidden. The Larper's Vow of Chastity, Part 10. As a player, I shall not strive to gain fame or glory, but to act out the character as well as possible according to the guidance given to me by the game master. Even if this will mean I will have to spend the entire game alone in a closet without anyone ever finding out. Back to the manifesto itself. Chapter 6 is modeled after another manifesto, which didn't, slightly more famous one, which didn't prevent anybody from taking it seriously. It ends like this. The Turku school thinks it despicable to hide one's views and intentions. Turkuists openly admit that their goals can only be achieved by taking down by force the current system of role-playing. Let the gamist and dramatist classes shiver before the Turkuist revolution. The simulationists and the elaudists have nothing to lose but their chains. But they have the whole world to win. Turkuist role-players of the world, unite!
The Turku Manifesto itself did nothing to douse the flames of infighting in the Finnish fields of Larp. It contains statements such as it is obvious to most role players, the dramatist and the gamist styles are inferior to the simulationist and elaudiist styles. At the heart of the Turku Manifesto is the player's vow of chastity. 10 parts of the vow that the player shall adhere to enter the Turku Covenant. Starting with, when playing a character and immersing myself in it, my foremost goal shall be to simulate what happens inside the character's head and how it affects his behavior. Hollow pretense I leave for the actors. The publishing of the Turku Manifesto inevitably led to its burning about 15 minutes after the publication. As the original arsonist, I am honored to do the arson once more with feeling.